Yeah, well, like, just the reason we're doing this is kind of like we're all at a point in our lives where we have to like make these really important decisions, or we feel like we do, and like there's so many options, and like there's so much pressure to like, choose the right major. It's just kind of overwhelming, and so we just kind of want like guidance and maybe like inspiration from someone who.
I can talk. I'll just rip it off, come off my sleeve, something. But I can talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, like where did you start? What did you major in when you first started college?
You want me to talk to this camera? Or am I going to talk to you all?
Us.
I'm going to talk to you all. Well, I think you'll find this out. I don't know if many people end up really doing what they major in, and especially in today's economy and today's world. Myself, I knew I wanted to play basketball. My life, that's what I did, but I knew I wanted to be a coach. But I had a business degree. Got my master's in business education. But at the same time, I knew I wanted to be a coach. So it doesn't always work out that way, that you're able to do exactly what you want when you want to, but I was very blessed and very fortunate.
Why did you go into business at first? Were you like pressured from other people telling you what to do, or?
No, I wasn't pressured. I was good in numbers. I liked the business world, accounting. I liked those kind of things. I didn't like accounting near as much as I thought I did, though. Once I had started taking a lot of it, we changed a little bit then, Big John. But it was good. And business was something that I knew that you have to have to function in everyday's world. It's something you can use. There's a lot of degrees that you can get, and you really, if you don't have a job in that area, then you may not ever be able to use that very much. But business was something I know that for every person, some way, at some level, has to have some kind of business mind or background to function in today's world.
We want to know, like, what school you go to.
Okay. Well, Big John, I'm originally from Kentucky, a little town outside of Shepherdsville, Kentucky. We moved to Meade County when I was 3 years old, which was about an hour and a half south of Louisville on the Ohio River, between Owensboro and Louisville, if you get that map out.
Okay, yeah.
Raised out in the country. When it got dark, you didn't see any other lights. We had a basketball court, John, but it was dirt. We played in dirt, and you didn't worry about the temperature. Whether it's cold or hot, if it got real cold, you put gloves on. And that's what we did on weekdays and weekends. We worked on the farm and we played basketball. Late in the winter, we had this barn. It would be full of hay in the fall. You've never been in a loft, have you, John? You know what a loft is in a barn?
Yeah.
The girls know?
Yeah.
Well, you fill that loft up with hay in the fall, feed your cows. But as you feed that hay out of the loft, then you get more space. And we had a basketball court in the loft then that we could play in the wintertime. And hope the ball didn't roll down in the mangers and get into all that cow manure.
Yeah.
So, where I was raised at, like I say, times were different. I didn't have a personal car until I went to college. We didn't have all the cell phones. We didn't have all the other things that, occupy all your minds and times now. We did things, we did it as people, and we grew up having to work. We worked all day on the farm, and we played basketball all night. And from there I went to college at Campbellsville College, which was a Southern Baptist school there in central part of Kentucky, and then got my master's from Cumberland College. Played basketball at Campbellsville for 4 years, and we went to the national NAIA tournament in Kansas City. Got beat out by Porter. Wisconsin, Green Bay, you only know Porter. Played in the NBA all these years. But I was very blessed. I was very fortunate. I came from a great home life, a great mother and father that instilled hard work in us. My mother and father never missed a grade school game, a high school game, a college game my whole career. And sometimes my dad would get back just in time to drop Mom off at home at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and he'd head back to work. He was a farmer. He worked at a big truck plant. He drove an hour and a half each way every day for 37 years and missed one day of work in 30 years driving an hour and a half. So I felt I was very blessed. I had 2 older brothers. I was the baby of the bunch, but One thing I never regret, but both my mother and father are deceased now, and those who remember this will remember we won our first championship in 202. I don't have the picture here in my office, it's at home. When it came my time to go up and cut that net down in Atlanta, John, I let my dad go up and cut that last string of that net down in Atlanta, and we won that championship. My dad was got diagnosed with cancer, and was basically, he sat on the bench with us, traveled with us, and then died in October of 2002. My mother, this is just a unbelievable story, that she passed away my first official game as head coach.
Wow.
First official game. It was unbelievable. But again, one thing I never regret was this. I never let a thing go unsaid. My mom and dad, talk to my mom and dad every day. I don't care if it wasn't just to say, hey Mom, I'm traveling here, can't talk now, talk to you later. And as much as it meant to me, this is the thing I realized, it meant more to them. Because now your children are gone, they love to hear from your voice. So, whatever I've become, God's a big part of it. But my mom and dad is what has helped me get where I am and what I'm made up of. And I'm very blessed and very fortunate to have great parents.
What difficulties did you go through with that tragic event?
I didn't go through, you go through difficulties. I don't know if it's difficulties or not. It's something you can't prepare yourself for. I don't care if you know your dad or mom was dying. There's no way to prepare yourself for it until it happens. What I was able to do, there was nothing that I had to do late that I hadn't done. There was nothing never let go unsaid. I said everything throughout my life. We were very close. In those last hours of both, whatever I wanted to say was said. So I have no regrets. And all I took from it was this, is that, a lot of people don't even have parents, and I know it's tough. And I wanted to realize how blessed I was just not to have two parents, but to have good parents. And I've remembered all the good times. And again, just how blessed I was to have parents I had.
With our situation now, and with what happened with your family and your parents, do you think, with life being so short, and us trying to choose what we want to do, what advice would you give us to
It's easy advice, girls, John, is again, don't take things for granted. That's number one. Be blessed that you got great health. That's great health. Nothing's perfect for nobody. But again, there's a whole lot of people in this world a whole lot worse off than you may think you are. And we all have problems. Y'all sitting there, you're worrying about what major do I have. That's really not a worry. That's an opportunity. And you need to look at things a little different. All those things that y'all let bother you sometimes as students, you should never even think about them twice. Think how blessed you are to be here in this situation, to have this opportunity, to make a decision. What am I going to decide to major in? A lot of people, most people not in that situation, and some of them don't have opportunities to make decisions. Decisions already made for them, with their health or whatever. So again, things are never as bad as it seems to be, and probably never as good as it seems to be. Lies right there in the middle sometimes. And my advice is, girls and John, don't take things for granted. You've heard this all your life, boy. Treat people the way you want to be treated, man. Because at the end of the day, you are what you are and how you treat other people. And when nothing else, you have nothing else, you're going to depend on those loved ones and your friends. And one of the greatest things you're going to take from college won't be your education. It won't be your education. But you're going to take with you the rest of your life. All of you are going to develop one close friend somewhere. But for the rest of your life, you're going to have that. And you may have more than that one close friend. But that friendship is something that you can have the rest of your life. No one can take away from you. Keep asking them, I'll keep rattling off.
So your parents were like a really big influence on, or like, you're
Sure.
really inspired by them. And so like going into college, like you said, you wanted to do business, but you were interested in basketball too. So like, what made you initially interested in